Hi everyone, my name is Corey Dow and I'm a technical marketing engineer with HPE Aruba Networking. Today we're going to cover an important update released with AOS-CX 10.14 1010, which is EVPN multi-homing phase 1 support. Okay, so what is standards-based EVPN multi-homing? So it's based on the standard RFC 7432, which I have the link provided here on the right-hand side. And so what it is, it's basically the ability to connect an external resource, so a switch, server, firewall, etc., to two or more different VTEPs, which are not clustered and are not directly linked. So in the example here, you can see we've got two third-party leafs that are non-CX. They're not interconnected with each other in any way, but they do share a common Ethernet segment, as you can see here, which connects to this shared resource down below, VM1. So this is virtualized at layer 2, where the routers establish a common Ethernet segment with Ethernet segment identifier 10 and associate the same LACP system ID, which load balances the traffic through the fabric. And the two VTEPs on the right, VTEP2 and VTEP3, they transmit route type 1 and route type 4 to advertise the shared Ethernet segment to other VTEPs in the fabric. And so prior to 10.14 1010, forwarding between multi-homing capable VTEPs and AOS-CX devices was not possible. When we received the route type 1 frames, we would never program those MAC entries into the MAC table. Now, as you can see, CX is able to process the route type 1 when received and associate both VTEPs to that one MAC entry. So in this example, MAC entry 6F91 is associated with that shared Ethernet segment to both 34.12 and 34.13, with the end result being that the MAC address now shows the single MAC entry with two next hops being the two next hops that you see here on the right, both VTEP2 and VTEP3. This is also called MAC aliasing, as the MAC is advertised by the two different routers, as you see here. So CX also receives route type 4 from the two VTEPs, but doesn't do anything with this, as it supports designated forwarded election, which will come in phase 2. So it's important to note with this release, CX will not support transmit of RT1 nor RT4 advertisements. It will only support the reception and processing of the RT1s coming from other VTEPs. So, and as we can see here, so in phase 2, coming in later AOS-CX release, will provide the capability to originate RT1 and RT4 in a similar fashion by binding physical or lag interfaces to an ES with an ESI. So benefits, interoperability with different vendors in the network fabric already supporting EVPN multi-homing features, and also support for L2, L3 ECMP over VXLAN, which enables more pathways to the external resources. And we'll take a look at that on the next slide. And for supported platforms, so the features are supported on the CX 8325 and the CX 10K, again, starting with 10.14 1010. So not necessarily related specifically to EVPN multi-homing support, we also introduced an important update in 10.13 1000, which is ECMP support over VXLAN. So as you can see on the right, we have an external router connected to Leaf 2 and Leaf 3, which advertises 10.110 and 10.210 subnets through VXLAN, and Leaf 2 and Leaf 3 are the next hops for those external subnets. So prior to 10.13 1000, whenever EVPN route type 5 advertisements are sent by these multiple next hops, AOS-CX would only program one next hop into the routing table. As you can see now, we now program all of the route type 5 updates into the routing table, and those networks are now reachable by both routers, as you can see here. And if we look at the routing table, so we do show IP route, VRF, VRF1, so we can see 10.110, 10.111, and 10.210 are all advertised with reachability to these next hops, as you can see here. So the benefits are load balancing through ECMP, resiliency in the case of a failure of one of the VTEPs, and better interoperability in the data center. And the supported platforms, as you can see there, are the 8325, the 9300, and the 10K as of 10.13 1000. I'd like to thank you for attending this brief session and hope it's been helpful. The full training material for EVPN multi-homing phase 1 is also available on the Airheads broadcasting channel. So please have a look if you need more deep level details as to how the feature works. And have a great day, and thanks again.